The fork is still in my hand when Mara says it. I cannot marry you. You are boring. Her voice cuts through the rooftop restaurant like a knife. Chairs scrape. Someone coughs. I feel every pair of eyes sharpen toward us. I try to breathe. Mara. Can we not do this here? She flicks her hair back, the red fabric of her dress catching the sunset. Here is perfect. At least you will remember it. My stomach pulls tight. I thought we were fine. We were never fine, she says. I want a life with fire. With excitement. You are safe. Too safe. I grip the table. So you humiliate me to feel excited. She smiles like I just proved her point. See. You never understand the moment. This is why. She reaches for her purse. Goodbye, Reed. She leaves without hesitation, hips swaying, perfume lingering like a slap. People are still staring. A waiter whispers, "Sir, the bill." My chest burns. My hands shake as I tap my card. All I want is to vanish. A soft voice interrupts. You deserve better. I look up. A woman in dark glasses stands at my table. Long coat. Quiet confidence. I am sorry you had to go through that, she says. I am fine, I lie. Your eyes disagree. She slips a card onto the table. If you ever want something different, call. Before I can ask who she is, she walks away. I frown at the card. Only a phone number. No name. I step out of the restaurant, the cold air hitting my face. My heart is still somewhere back at that table. Paparazzi sprint past me, shouting. She is here. Move. Raya, look this way. Raya. I freeze. Raya Hale. Mara's screensaver. Mara's ideal woman. Mara's obsession. The woman in sunglasses is surrounded by cameras now. She lifts her head slightly and the flashes explode around her. She is beautiful in a way that feels unfair. Sharp eyes. Calm presence. The kind of woman who makes noise by being silent. She turns, like she felt me watching her. Her sunglasses are off now. Her gaze locks on mine. She walks toward me. Slow. Purposeful. My pulse jumps. I did not know you were her, I say when she is close enough to hear me. Her lips curve slightly. And I did not expect to find you in that moment. She studies my face. You handled it with more dignity than most. I did not feel dignified. Pain rarely looks like dignity from the inside. I swallow hard. Why did you give me your card? Because you will need it. Her confidence rattles me. For what? She steps a little closer. I feel her presence like warmth at my chest. For what comes next? What is coming next? She glances at the paparazzi, then back at me. Something you are not prepared for. I stare at her, confused and exhausted. What does that mean? She takes a breath. Her voice lowers. I think we should talk. My heart skips. About what? She looks directly into me, like she already knows the parts one hide. About you, she says. And why your life is about to change. Raya hooks her fingers around my wrist the moment the paparazzi scatter. Come with me, she says. I barely get a breath before she pulls me into the dim parking lounge. The echo of our footsteps bounces off the concrete. My pulse is loud in my ears. She stops in the shadow of a pillar and removes her sunglasses. Her eyes are sharper than any lens pointed at her. Reed Hart. I freeze. How do you know my name? She tilts her head like the answer is obvious. I know more than that. I know your work. My work. Your photography. The Coastal series. The one with the empty pier and the storm clouds. You posted it 3 months ago. My stomach tightens. You saw that? I did. It stayed with me. It felt honest. I take a step back. Why would someone like you look at anything I do? Her voice lowers. Because I look for things that feel real. Before I can respond, my phone vibrates non-stop. I glance at the screen. Notifications flood in. Mara has posted a stream of breakup videos. Crying filters. Half-truths. Comments flooding with sympathy for her. Raya watches my expression. She is playing the victim, she says. She always knew how to get attention, I whisper. Raya crosses her arms. Then let me cut through the noise. I want to offer you something. My heart stutters. What could you possibly want from me? She takes a small step closer. I feel her perfume, warm and expensive. I need someone beside me for 1 week. Public events. Interviews. Paparazzi. Someone who grounds the image they have of me. I laugh, stunned. You want me to play your companion? Yes. You do not even know me. Her eyes soften. I know enough. This is insane, I say. Insane works for me, she replies. My team is scrambling to repair a scandal. I need stability. Someone normal. Someone real. I shake my head, still trying to breathe right. Raya. I am a software designer. I am not made for cameras. She steps even closer. Then let them capture you the way I already see you. Heat crawls up my neck. You are serious, I say. I am. A shout echoes from behind us. Cameras. Move now. Paparazzi sweep into the garage like a wave. Raya reacts instantly. She grabs my hand and pulls me against her side. Just go with it, she whispers. Her breath brushes my ear and sends a shiver down my spine. Flashes detonate around us. Raya, who is he? Is this your new boyfriend? Look at us, she says under her breath. Stay close. She tightens her grip on my hand. My palm fits too easily against hers. My heart fights to stay steady. Within minutes, headlines hit social media. I see them on my still buzzing phone. Raya hail with mystery man. Raya clutches unknown guy in garage. Is this her new partner? My stomach drops. What did I just get pulled into? Raya looks at me with a calm I cannot understand. Something that might save us both. My phone vibrates again. A single message from Mara floods the screen in all caps. Why are you with Raya Hale? My breath catches. The world tilts again. Raya sits across from me in the car, her voice calm but firm. We need to control the narrative. I grip the seatbelt. What narrative? The one they already created. If we look composed and intentional, the chaos dies faster. The car stops outside a coastal cafe with glass walls and warm lights. Waves crash behind it, steady and heavy. She steps out first, and cameras flash instantly. She turns back to me. Stay close. And trust me. Inside, the cafe smells like roasted coffee and sea wind. Raya chooses a corner table with a perfect view of the ocean and the glass exterior where paparazzi hover. She sits beside me, not across. That alone makes my breath stumble. Why here, I whisper. Because they cannot hear us, but they can see us. Her fingers brush mine lightly. My entire arm reacts. Raya, this is a lot. It is supposed to look like a date. Lift your cup slowly. Lean toward me a little. I follow her instructions. She leans in like she is whispering something intimate. Except she is not whispering. She is watching me. Studying me. Testing how close she can get before I break. You are handling this better than most trained actors, she says quietly. That is not comforting, I mutter. It should be. You are doing well. Phones click outside the window. Dozens. Maybe more. Raya lifts her hand and lets her fingers graze the back of mine again. It is subtle, but every nerve in me wakes up. We need to look connected, she says. We barely know each other. Then get to know me. Quick. My phone buzzes non-stop against the table. Mara again. 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 Raya glances at the screen. She is persistent. I am not answering. Good. She chose her moment. Let her sit with it. I swallow hard. Do you deal with this kind of pressure every day? Only when people want to destroy me, she says. Something tightens in her jaw. Is that what the scandal is about, I ask. Her eyes meet mine, steady and honest. My ex-manager is spreading lies. I need someone beside me who is not trying to use me. Why me then? Because you did not chase me. You were hurting, not hungry. For a second, her hand rests over mine like she is grounding herself more than me. The flashes outside intensify. Smile a little, she whispers. I try. She touches my chin lightly, adjusting it for the camera angle. My heart reacts first, logic second. After an hour of this strange performance, Raya stands. Come on. Let us leave before they climb the windows. We step outside. The air is cold and sharp. Her hand slips into mine naturally. Too naturally. Then a voice cuts through the crowd. Read. I turn. Mara stands beside the outdoor heaters, eyes red, mascara smudged, breathing hard like she ran the whole way. Her gaze flicks from my hand to Raya's, then back to me. Why him, Raya, she asks, her voice cracking. Of all people. Why him? Raya tightens her grip on my hand. My pulse spikes. The rain hit the pavement so hard it sounded like glass shattering. I stepped out of the cafe, and Mara was already there, soaked, shaking, staring at me like she had been rehearsing this moment. I waited for you, she said. Her voice cracked. Please listen. I am listening, I said. Raya stood behind me, silent, her presence calm and protective. I felt her warmth at my back like a shield. Mara looked at her. You brought her. Of course you did. Why are you here, Mara? She wiped her face, but the rain kept replacing her tears. I thought I needed more. I thought my life would become brighter if I chased people who looked like they belonged to the world I wanted. She swallowed hard. People like Raya. Raya stayed still, but I sensed her breathing change. I left you because I thought fame would fill everything in me, Mara said. I thought being seen would fix the parts of me that felt small. I was stupid. I was afraid you would stay the same and I would outgrow you. I felt something tighten in my chest. Not love. Not anymore. Just the memory of what used to hurt. Mara, we ended for a reason. She stepped closer. I miss you. I miss how you made me feel safe. I thought I would be someone once I reached that world. Instead I became nothing. She looked straight into my eyes. Give me one more chance. Raya shifted slightly, as if ready to move between us. Mara noticed and laughed weakly. Of course. She replaces me in a second. Stop, I said. This is not about her. I am not going back. Her shoulders dropped. Rain gathered in her palms as she held them out. So that is it? Yes. She looked at me like the word stabbed her. Then she turned and walked into the storm until the rain swallowed her shape. Raya let out a breath. Are you all right? I am. My voice surprised me with how steady it sounded. Come with me tonight, she said quietly. My place is secure. Paparazzi will look for you. They saw Mara run out crying. They will create something ugly around your name. I hesitated. She watched me like she already knew my answer. Fine, I said. Lead the way. Her penthouse was dim with warm lights that pooled on the floor like liquid gold. The rain on the windows sounded softer here, almost gentle. I placed my bag down, suddenly aware that it was only the two of us in all that space. Raya loosened her coat and walked toward the bar counter. I should tell you something, she said. There is a smear campaign against me. They want my sponsors to drop me. They say I manipulate people. They say I use men. They say I ruin whoever gets close. Is any of that true? I asked. She met my eyes. You can decide that yourself. I followed her into the living room. My gaze drifted across the wall behind her. I froze. It was filled with photographs. Dozens of them. Events, red carpets, magazine shoots. And one picture of me. A candid shot. Taken months before we met. My throat dried. Raya. Why do you have a photo of me? She turned slowly, her face unreadable. The rain kept falling. I stared at the photo of me on her wall. My breath felt tight, like the room had shrunk around me. Raya, I said. Tell me why that picture is here. She did not flinch. She stepped closer, her voice steady. Because I bought it. I blinked. You bought a photo of me before we met? Yes. Why? She looked down for a second, then back at me. Her eyes were softer than I had ever seen. I found your work online months ago. I bought one of your landscape prints through an anonymous account. I did not know your face then. When I saw you later in person, I recognized your style immediately. Your photos made me feel normal. They made me breathe slower. They reminded me that life could be quiet. Her honesty hit like warm water on cold skin. My heartbeat shifted, not faster, but heavier. You should have told me, I said. I was afraid it would scare you. It does scare me. She stepped closer. But it does not make you step back. I hated how true that felt. Her presence pulled at me in a way that was impossible to ignore. She reached out and brushed something from my cheek. A dried raindrop that had clung there since earlier. Her fingertip was warm. The air between us tightened. Raya, I whispered. She did not touch me again, but she did not look away either. I wanted to tell you everything. I did not know how. A sudden slam shook the penthouse door. We both jumped. Another hit. Harder. Wet footsteps against the hallway. I turned. Who is that? Raya moved ahead of me. Her voice lowered. Stay behind me. She unlocked the screen and checked the camera. Her jaw tensed. It is Mara. Before I could speak, Mara's scream cut through the door. Open this right now. I know he is in there. I am not losing him to a celebrity. Her voice cracked with rage and something far more desperate. She pounded on the door again. The echo vibrated through my ribs. Raya pressed the intercom. You need to leave. You stole him, Mara shouted. You think you can buy everyone. You think you can own him too. I said leave, Raya answered. I will not. Not until he talks to me. I stepped forward, but Raya put her arm out, blocking me with a calm firmness. Do not. She is not stable right now. The pounding grew louder. Faster. Like she was using her whole body. Raya hit a button on the wall. Security is on the way. Mara kept shouting until her voice broke into a hoarse rasp. Then the pounding stopped. Silence filled the hall, unnerving and sudden. Minutes later, security arrived and escorted us down to the control room. The monitors glowed in the dark, showing every corner of the building. One guard pointed to the garage feed. We found something you need to see. The camera flickered, showing the entrance gate. The guard rewound the footage. Mara stumbled in, drenched and shaking. But she was not alone. A second figure followed her. Taller. Hooded. Moving with purpose and looking up at every camera like they knew exactly where each one was. My stomach dropped. Who is that? I asked. The guard leaned in. We do not know. But they were looking for your car. I leaned closer to the screen as the footage played. Mara entered first, soaked and trembling. The hooded man followed with slow, calculated steps. He kept his face down, but the way he moved chilled me. Raya's breath hitched. I turned to her. Her skin had gone pale. You know him, I said. She nodded once, barely. Colt Vance. Your ex-manager. Yes. He is the one who spread the rumors. He is the one who tried to ruin the contracts. I fired him and he swore he would make me pay. The guard paused the footage on Colt's frame. The hood lifted just enough to reveal a sharp jaw and a familiar smirk. It made my stomach tighten. Why is he with Mara? I asked. Raya pressed her fingers to her temple. He knows you are connected to me now. He must have convinced her that you and I are the reason she lost everything. He uses people who are already breaking. He twists them until they become useful to him. I felt anger rise, sharp and hot. He is dragging her into this. He is dragging us into this. Raya looked at me, and something in her eyes wavered. I did not want you involved. I am already involved. I am not leaving. Her lips parted slightly, like she wanted to protest but could not find the words. She only whispered, thank you. Security escorted us back upstairs. They checked every corner of the penthouse until they cleared the place. Still, the air felt charged, like a storm trapped behind the walls. Raya walked to the balcony and pushed the doors open. Cool night air swept in, carrying the smell of rain from the city below. I joined her. Lights shimmered across the skyline like scattered embers. She leaned against the railing. Colt always thought he owned me. My schedule, my image, my life. When I left, he said no one would ever protect me the way he did. That is not protection, I said. She turned her head slightly. What do you call this then? You staying here. I call it choice. Mine. Not control. Her expression softened. She moved closer, slow enough that I felt every inch of her presence before her shoulder brushed mine. Then she rested her head against me. Heat spread through my chest in a way that felt both dangerous and grounding. I feel safe with you, she said. My breath caught. Her hair brushed my neck. Her hand grazed mine on the railing. A quiet moment settled between us, so still that the city seemed to fade. I wanted to pull her closer. I wanted to promise her more than safety. Instead, I said, we will handle this. He will not touch you again. She looked up at me, eyes shining under the balcony lights. Something unspoken passed between us, warm and trembling. A sharp crash split the air. Glass shattered behind us. Raya flinched. I grabbed her and pulled her away from the doors. A brick lay on the living room floor, surrounded by broken shards. A paper was tied to it with rough twine. My pulse hammered as I picked it up. Rain had smeared the ink, but the message was clear. He doesn't belong to you. Raya stepped back, her voice shaking. He is inside the building again. He has to be. I stared at the message, feeling the weight of every word press into my skin. Someone out there had decided I was worth fighting over. And they were ready to break anything to prove it. I was still staring at the broken window when Raya's publicist arrived with a stack of documents and a trembling voice. We need to confirm the relationship. Softly. It will protect Raya. It will discredit Colt. Raya's eyes flicked to mine. She looked brave, but her fingers twisted together. Are you all right with that? She asked. If we go public. My chest tightened. If it keeps you safe, yes. She exhaled like she had been holding her breath for days. By evening, we were stepping out of a black SUV in front of a glass hall glowing with chandelier light. The charity gala buzzed with polished voices and camera shutters. Raya stepped out first, and the entire entrance seemed to freeze. Her silver dress shimmered like water caught in moonlight. When she turned to me, extending her arm, my pulse kicked hard against my ribs. Stay close, she whispered. I slid my arm through hers. The warmth of her skin surprised me. Flash after flash lit our faces as we walked inside. Smile a little, she murmured. Not too much. Just enough to look like I make you happy. You do, I said before I could stop myself. Her steps faltered for half a second. Careful. I might take that seriously. We drifted through crowds of donors and celebrities. Every few minutes, Raya leaned in to whisper something small. A joke about a dress. A comment about a painting. Each time, her breath brushed my ear, and each time, the line between pretending and wanting blurred more. Then a hand grabbed my sleeve. I turned sharply. Mara stood there. Her eyes were red, but this time there was no anger in them. Only fear. Please listen, she said. You have to. Colt is planning something bigger. He said Raya ruined him. He said he would use you to hurt her. Raya tightened her grip on my arm. You should not be here, Mara. I am trying to help, Mara said. I know I messed up. I know I destroyed things. But he is dangerous and he is obsessed with destroying her. And you. I felt the room closing in. Why are you telling me this now? Because he used me. He made me believe I could get you back. But he never cared about me. He only cared about hurting her. Raya stepped in front of me. He will not get near him again. Mara swallowed hard. You do not understand. He is already inside the building. Before I could respond, security swept toward Mara, guiding her away. She kept looking back at me, desperate, shaking. Raya pulled me close. Do not let him see he scares you. I am more worried about you, I said. She stared at me for a long second, the noise of the gala fading into a low hum. Dance with me. It was not a request. She led me to the center of the hall. Music drifted through the speakers, slow and warm. Raya lifted my hands and placed them on her waist. Her fingers slid over my shoulders as she stepped closer. Her body pressed lightly into mine. Her eyes locked on mine as if the rest of the world had vanished. You look calmer now, she said softly. It is because you are here. Her cheek brushed my jaw. Heat surged through me. Then a camera flashed. Not from the press pit. From 2 meters behind us. I turned instinctively. A man lowered a phone, hood pulled low. And he smiled at me. Colt was inside the gala. Colt cornered me before I could get back to the ballroom. He stepped out from behind a curtain, his hood down now, eyes gleaming with something sick and satisfied. I wondered when you would stop pretending to be a hero, he said. My jaw clenched. What do you want? You. And her. You walked right into the perfect trap. I stepped back, but he moved closer, lowering his voice. Did Mara tell you the truth yet? Or is she still crying about losing you? My stomach tightened. What truth? He smiled like he had been waiting for that question. She worked with me. For weeks. She fed me information about Raya. Schedules. People she trusted. Everything I needed. My breath hitched. You are lying. I paid her well. Not much. But enough to make her believe she mattered. He tilted his head. She wanted fame. She wanted to be on the inside. And humiliating you publicly was part of it. Emotional chaos makes great headlines. My chest went cold. She dumped me for you. She dumped you for the promise of being someone, he said. I never cared about her. Rage surged through me. You used her. He grinned. She used you first. I shoved past him and stormed down the hallway. Security rushed in, but I waved them off. I needed answers from only one person. Mara was sitting on a velvet bench near the washroom, hands shaking. When she saw me, she stood quickly. I can explain, she said, voice breaking. Tell me I did not hear the truth, I said. Tell me you did not work with him. Her eyes filled instantly. I thought he would help me. He promised he would get me out there. He said people would know my name. He said I could be more than a girl who settled for a boring man. My chest caved in at the word. Mara, I said quietly. You threw away everything for that. She wiped her cheeks with trembling fingers. He told me to break up with you at the restaurant. He said it would get attention. He said he would make sure I got opportunities after the video went viral. So humiliating me was part of the plan. She nodded, crying harder. I did not know he would become dangerous. I did not know he would drag you into it. I am sorry. I swear I thought I was doing something for my future. I closed my eyes, the betrayal hitting deeper than I expected. You did not just break my heart. You handed a dangerous man every excuse to hurt Raya. She reached for me, but I stepped back. Do not touch me. Please, she whispered. I never meant for any of this. I cannot help you anymore, I said. And I cannot forgive you right now. I turned and walked away, fighting the crack forming in my chest. As soon as I stepped out into the hallway, Raya appeared, breathless. She grabbed my hand tightly, her palm cold with fear. Where were you? She said. I have been looking everywhere. I had to deal with Mara, I said. She was involved with Colt. From the beginning. Raya's face dropped. I am so sorry. I squeezed her hand. Where is Colt now? Her answer made my blood freeze. Security lost him, she whispered. And they found something in the parking garage. What? Her fingers dug into mine. Explosives. Sirens blared through the gala hall before I fully processed Raya's words. Explosives. The lights flashed red, guests screamed, security shouted for everyone to move. Raya grabbed my arm with both hands. Do not leave me. Her voice shook so hard I felt it in my chest. I wrapped my arm around her waist and pulled her close as security pushed us toward a side hallway. Keep your head down, I said. She pressed against me, trembling. I should have seen this coming. Colt always does this. He breaks things when he loses control. He is not getting near you, I said. Not tonight. The hallway filled with the sound of running footsteps and distant shouting. Security directed us past a steel door into a small room lined with reinforced panels. The safe room, one guard said. Stay here. Do not open the door for anyone unless we confirm. The door slammed shut. Silence followed. Raya sank onto the bench, shoulders shaking. I knelt in front of her and took her hands. Look at me, I said. She lifted her eyes. They glistened under the dim emergency light. I am so tired, she whispered. Tired of being followed. Tired of being watched. Tired of thinking everyone who gets close to me will use me or hurt me. I squeezed her hands. I am here. I am not leaving. Her breath caught. You do not know what he did in the beginning. He told me he would protect my career. He said he believed in me. Then he controlled everything I did. Every outfit. Every interview. Every place I stepped into. When I tried to leave, he threatened to ruin me. And he did. I moved beside her, shoulder to shoulder. You survived him. You are stronger than he is. She leaned her head against mine, her breath warm against my skin. You make it sound easy. But every time someone cares about me, I get scared. I keep waiting for them to vanish or betray me. Mara already betrayed me, I said softly. But you did not. And I trust you. She looked at me, eyes wide. Why? Because you let me see you like this, I said. And because you protect me too. Her fingers curled into mine. We sat in quiet for a moment, our hands locked, our knees touching, the air thick with something fragile and warm. I felt her heartbeat through her grip. Fast. Unsteady. Do you hear that? She whispered. I listened. Nothing. The alarms outside had gone silent. Then the lights flickered. Please no, Raya breathed. The room plunged into complete darkness. I felt her hand tighten around mine. Stay with me. I am right here. Footsteps echoed from somewhere behind us. Slow. Deliberate. My pulse hammered. Security, I called out. Who is there? No answer. Another step. Then another. Raya's nails dug into my palm. A breath brushed the back of my neck. Close. Too close. Then a voice slid through the darkness, cold and satisfied. Found you. The darkness felt alive, pressing against my skin. Colt lunged from the shadows, eyes wild. I grabbed Raya, pulling her behind me. Stay down, I shouted. Her hands gripped my arms, trembling. I am not leaving you, she said, voice sharp but scared. He swung toward us. I twisted, blocking with my forearm, pain shooting up my arm. Every nerve in my body screamed. Reed, he has a knife, Raya hissed. I barely registered it. All I could see was her, every glance, every breath. I pushed her back toward the wall. Now! Footsteps pounded closer. Security burst through the door. Colt froze for a fraction of a second. I seized the moment, shoving Raya behind the guards. Hands grabbed Colt, dragging him away. He yelled, struggling. You think this is over? She will never be yours. Raya leaned against the wall, breathing fast. I moved toward her, hand brushing hers. It is over now, I said softly. Her fingers curled around mine. Her eyes were wet, reflecting the dim emergency lights. You saved me, she whispered. You saved me, Reed. I swallowed hard. You don't need saving anymore. I am not leaving your side. She stepped closer. The world shrank to us. Her cheek brushed my chest. I do not want this to be fake anymore, she said. Voice low, trembling. Can we start for real this time? I opened my mouth, but a shadow moved behind us. Mara, Raya said, stiff, glancing over my shoulder. Mara was soaked, hair plastered to her face, but her eyes were different. No malice. Only pain. Only regret. I know I destroyed everything, she said. I know I hurt you. I will not make things harder. I will disappear if you want me to. I am sorry, Reed. Truly. My chest ached. Years of hurt and betrayal pressed into every word she spoke. I looked at her, then at Raya, whose gaze held warmth and fear, trust and longing. Raya's hand was still on mine. Her fingers were soft, insistent. I could feel her heartbeat. Mara stepped back. I will not be in your way. I promise. But I had to say this. I needed you to know. The night was quiet now. The city lights shimmered through the rain-streaked glass. The building was silent. Colt was gone, cuffed, neutralized, but the weight of choice pressed down on me harder than the danger ever had. I turned back to Raya. Her eyes searched mine, wide and unguarded. Her lips parted slightly, waiting, trusting, needing an answer I was not ready to give. Reed, she whispered. Please. I opened my mouth. My heart pounded. The memory of Mara's betrayal, her apology, Raya's trembling trust. My fingers twitched between the two women who had defined the last storm of my life. The scene held, frozen in the glow of streetlights and broken glass. My choice hung in the air, heavy and unresolved. And then the screen fades to black. The next moment would decide everything.